All right, Bears fans, before we jump into today's video, we're trying to get to 87,000 subscribers. That's our next milestone here. Appreciate all 86,000 and change who have joined us already. If you don't want to miss out on our free Bears coverage all off-season long, hit that sub button. Daily coverage for free comes your way on this channel. Could the Chicago Bears and Las Vegas Raiders cook up a blockbuster trade? Welcome into Bears Now. I am Harrison Graham. The Raiders are reportedly interested in trading up for USC quarterback Caleb Williams. Of course, the Bears hold the number 1 pick, and Williams is expected to go number 1 overall. Raiders beat wrote this up and said, quote, the Raiders should be considered strong candidates to move up in the draft for a quarterback, and the quarterback that some believe owner Mark Davis would like to trade for is Caleb Williams. If Williams is the guy they want, they will need to move up to the first pick, and there's no question that the cost of doing business with the Chicago Bears will be expensive. And yeah, it's already going to be expensive for any team to trade up, but especially if you're sitting at number 13 overall. Like, that's a long way to go in any draft, but especially in this draft where the top of the QB market with Williams, May, and Daniels is considered very, very strong and notably stronger on paper than last year's, although C.J. Stroud, the way he played, maybe we misdiagnosed that, but nonetheless, that's how things sit. Now, if you're the Bears and you're thinking, okay, if I'm even going to consider a trade, not only do I want capital, but I may want some players as well, and here are a few notable players that the Raiders have that I would be interested in. Obviously, Maxx Crosby, I'd be shocked if the Raiders traded him, but he'd be someone I'd ask for. Malcolm Kuntz is a good young player off the edge as well. Maybe Davante Adams. He's a little bit older, but obviously he's still very good. And then Jacoby Myers, who could be a number 2 type of receiver, is sitting in Vegas as well. Now, I think the baseline, or like the minimum you're looking at, but I still think it's going to be a lot more, is, well, what did you get last year for DJ Moore? You got 2 firsts, 2 seconds, and DJ Moore for the number 1 pick, and that was to move down to 9, not 13. And again, this draft is considered stronger than that draft, so I think it's going to cost much more than this. And you already got 4 picks and a stud wide receiver, so if you're the Las Vegas Raiders, be prepared to pay more than that. It's going to cost more because Caleb Williams would have gone number 1 overall last year. Drake May, according to draft experts, would have gone higher than Bryce Young and C.J. Stroud last year. So if that's true and that value holds, you're talking about much more capital, and you're dropping 4 more spots if you're the Bears. So you're going to ask for more already based on that, but there's even more of a premium just due to this draft being stronger. So coming up, I've got 3 trade ideas for the Bears with the Raiders that caught my attention, and yeah, they're big offers. Like, it's something I would have to consider if these offers were on the table, so keep that in mind. But again, don't forget to subscribe. We're trying to get to 87,000 subs ASAP. We're currently 86,221. Appreciate everybody who has done so already. All right, let's get to trade idea number 1, and that is this. 3 first-round picks, 2 seconds, and a third. And that sounds like a lot, but in a picks-only offer, again, moving up from 13 is going to cost a lot. And guess what? Future first-round picks pretty much like the value chart of it is like the first pick of the second round because they're in the future. So it's really, according to like the value chart, a first, 2 seconds, and 2 more seconds and a third, which is what I added on there as well. And what this haul would provide for Chicago is you would have 2 or more picks in the first 3 rounds of the next 2 drafts. You would also have 2 first-round picks in 2026. So 2 firsts this year, 2 seconds this year as well. Correction, that would actually only be 1 second this year. So slight typo there because the Bears don't have their own second-round pick. But you'd still have a second this year, 2 seconds next year, 2 firsts next year, 2 firsts in 2026. Like, you're just having a ton of premium capital. So, again, if you're not getting a player and a pick for the number 1 and a trade for the number 1 overall pick, you got to get major picks here. So 6 picks, all in the top 3 rounds. It sounds like a lot, but again, you want Caleb Williams that bad, Vegas? Show me some good offers, and this is certainly a pretty good one. We have a T-shirt combo available right now for 25% off at chatsports.com/Bears combo. You get the navy t-shirt, the orange long sleeve, some gear for an affordable price on sale. Go check it out today. Link is in the comments and in the description. chatsports.com/Bears combo. Trade idea number 2. I've thrown this one up there before. Same offer. Maxx Crosby, 2 firsts, number 13 overall this year, which is what the Raiders own, their first-round pick next year, and a second for number 1 overall. I get it. It's a lot. It's 2 firsts, Crosby, and a second. But again, that's the cost of moving from 13 to number 1 overall. It's going to be in that range if you include a premium player, which Maxx Crosby is the type of player that can turn a good defense, which the Bears have, into an elite one. I really, really do. I mean, he's a finalist for Defensive Player of the Year. He doesn't come off the field, literally, he plays more percentage of snaps than any defensive lineman in the NFL. It's kind of crazy. He'd make this defense elite. It's already a very good defense, but you put him opposite of Montez Sweat, who we saw made a major impact after that trade. It almost doesn't even matter who's at defensive tackle. You're going to make it work. The linebackers are good. The secondary is good. So, listen, that'd be hard to turn down. Even though that number 1 pick, drafting a quarterback, is going to be very appealing to Ryan Poles. If you get some big offer with Maxx Crosby, you at least got to pick up the phone if you are Chicago. Who's your favorite non-Bears player in the NFL right now? Maxx Crosby's pretty high on the list for me, man. The guy is a worker. He's a baller. He never takes plays off. He doesn't have injury concerns. He's only 26. He'd be up there for me. Who is your favorite non-Bears player? All right, trade idea number 3. 3 first-round picks, a second, and then Jakobi Meyers and Malcolm Kuntz, 2 solid players for number 1 overall. You could argue this is kind of the best of both worlds. Sure, you don't get that superstar, but you get 2 players at positions of need. You still get 3 first-round picks. You look at what Jakobi Meyers did this past season, 7 touchdowns. I mean, he's a pretty productive number 2, number 3 type of receiver. You could add another receiver in the draft to pair with him and DJ Moore. Malcolm Kuntz had a career year for Las Vegas, 8 sacks this year, really broke out, and especially once Antonio Pierce took over as head coach, it seemed like he really just kind of figured things out on that end of the standpoint. So, listen, you get good draft picks, you get 2 good players, not a bad deal, man. I would certainly be very, very open to that. And I'm sure some Raiders fans and people from Mitch's channel, the Raiders Report, watch this. You're crazy. There's no way they're giving up that much. You're probably right. They probably won't. But that's what I'm asking for, and I don't think the value's that far off in this particular draft. It is going to cost a lot, especially considering the fact the Bears are heavily considering drafting a quarterback. So if you're going to convince them not to, you're going to have to bring the Brinks truck, man. It's not, you're going to pay more than $1 for $1. You're going to pay $2 for $1, $5 for $1. It's going to cost a lot. The number 1 pick always does, but especially this year, it will cost a ton, especially if you're picking at number 13 overall. So again, offer a trade that blows me away. That if I'm Ryan Poles, that's my philosophy. I'm not looking to trade the pick. Last year, he told the world the pick was for sale, and he still got a haul. This year, I don't think he's doing that. He said he'll take calls, but he's not actively shopping the pick, at least not at this point in time. So if you want it, you better come with some major offers because that's what it's going to take. So just to recap through the 3 trade ideas, trade idea number 1, 3 firsts, 2 seconds, and a third, just a pick-centric trade. If you like that one the best, type 1. If you like trade idea number 2, type 2. It is Maxx Crosby, 2 firsts and a second. For the number 1 overall pick. And then if you like this last one the best, type 3. It's 3 firsts, a second, Jakobi Meyers and Malcolm Kuntz. I think these are all very good offers. And listen, if you're Ryan Poles and you love Caleb Williams, the crazy thing is you probably still say no. That's how valuable hitting on quarterback is. So let us know what your favorite trade idea is, 1, 2, or 3 down in the comments. Bears rumors are only going to heat up, so be sure to subscribe. Let's get to 87,000 subs, and we'll see you guys soon.